Фур. А сейчас слышно, как я хлюпаю? Блять, подождите. Опа. Я прям побочки выполнять, я думаю. Теперь побочки выполнил. И потом сюжетку ебашить. Да, мы... А, что нам надо? Простуда? Простуда. Я же скрафтил, да? Переутомление. 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 Неврология. А мне нечему помочь. У меня нету просто, блядь. Кому помочь? Не хватает. Да, надо, наверное, думаю, парабеллиум вкачаю, потому что он... Ну идем побочку делать. О, крыски.
This is despicable.
Ну нормально, что ты начинаешь.
I have this thirst for blood. This is
Так, еще по второму уровню. Вот, но надо будет дальше вкачать. Или когти, чтобы оглушать. Я не хочу вкачивать. Собирать кровь. Стоимость 15. И хочу качнуть копье. Не кровавое. Соответственно, копье, которое сквозь всех врагов перед вами. Это копье наносит больше урона, чем обычно. А я хочу вот такое копье. Разница просто в уроне. Блять, все. Тут 600. Тут 650. А, ну и дистанция будет средняя.
despicable.
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys!
Я могу удерживать. Окей, я не знал, что мог удерживать.
Best stay back, sir. Are you steady, boys?
Разъебал.
Tom has so much alcohol,
Бутылки с
he could
джином.
keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Да, все. А нахуй мне джин? Не, может джин для чего-то нужен, блядь? Просто я не понимаю, зачем мне джин, если... Ну, типа, я совру, я получу бутылку. Я ее разломаю об пол, наверное. А толку мне ее ломать? Да. Я не вижу никакого смысла. Так, а в доках... Так. Не, в доках никто не болеет. В больнице и вот тут. О, новые личности. Здорово.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, so Rufus Kingsbury.
Анемия.
Heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter lately?
Well, I heard that Mr. Hampton has been very sick, but now he's better.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Ага.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long, Rufus.
Так, я ему дал от анемии.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
О, сейчас будет опять лутовая, нахуй.
Just grow eyes in the back of that
Вот, когда вы впускаете какого-то доктора, есть шанс того, что он только что-то не залутает. Но другое... Без проблем, блядь.
Please don't stay too long, sir. So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Они хорошо
Do
со
you have any
здоровьем.
news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I just heard the sad saint keeps on helping the sick and poor. God bless his soul.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Так, ну еще...
Goodbye, Miss Fish.
У него со здоровьем все хорошо. Поэтому... Стоит сыт.
away from this place as I...
Ебать загрузка нахуй. Ты сейчас будешь говорить с челом, тут мега опасная загрузка. Сейчас прогрузимся.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
Have you got any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
It's still there, just like the turquoise turtle. That means there is still hope, somehow.
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Так, а вот мне интересно, побочки вообще на что-то хоть как-то чуть-чуть влияют? Или нихуя? Таутарак. А как туда попасть, интересно?
He didn't deserve this.
По мосту только можно попасть.
I have this thirst for blood.
Ну да, только через мост. Крыски.
This is despicable.
Turn around, sir. Trust the leech, boys! I'll take it! Stop it!
Так. Ну, интересно. На нее напали молодые люди. Палач стражи Кривина. О. Так, мне нужно попасть на другую сторону.
Filthy piece of shit!
Отлично. Ну что-то вот этим большим чувакам реально похуй на урон. Потому что я ультую, блядь. Вот тут водички нет.
This place.
О, здесь дождь.
Rain may have washed away the blood,
А, мы тут уже были.
the memory. My poor Mary.
Привет, парни. Записка с предупреждением. Вы жалуетесь, что вам поручили грабить мертвецов с Саутураки? Говорю первый и последний раз. Хватит ныть. Радуйтесь, что я не передал ваше послание Эдвине, за него она бы вам яйца отрезала. Кроме того, одна птичка мне напела, что вы надо мной потешаетесь. Насчет того, что я видел у пирса. Значит, это просто псих, который своей тени боится? Или сумасшедший, который боится призраков, словно старуха? Отлично, мне нравится, когда мои парни счастливы. Будьте уверены, этот псих придет помочиться на ваш окровавленный труп после того, как монстр, которого видел, сожрет ваши мозги. Наслаждайтесь погодой, говорят, будет туман и дождь.
This is my watch. Damn grave robbers.
Аркадий. О смерти могильщика. Так. По-моему, еще есть какой-то квест в этой локе. Вот это, по-моему. На тебе здесь взорвалась бомба?
This place looks like the picture I saw of the bomb site.
А, нашел.
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects.
Press F to respect. А, это тут я уже был. Найти цветы. Они же бомбутся только, разве нет? меня есть цветок. Ну, типа в этом месте надо найти цветы.
It's locked, all right.
Блин, почему нельзя использовать цветок, который не дала вот это Дороти? Ой, молчаливая это.
May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
Что, поговорить с челиком? И вот это. Ага. В порядке. Окей. Я сюда выйти не могу. Пять шекелей нашел, точнее 7.
It's locked, all right.
Теперь когда 15 уровень, теперь я чувствую более, уже помощнее прям. То, блядь, меня обоссывали нахуй, просто пись-пись-пись на лицо делали.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
У меня на что-то агрится ГГ. Я бегу, он начинает агриться. На что-то. О, неизвестно. Что за хуй?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Его зовут Сеймус Фишберн. Нихуя ты, блядь. Сеймус Фишберн. У тебя простуда, молодой.
Have you heard anything recently about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I don't give a rat's ass about Shornhampton, his shelter, or any of the losers who sleep there.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost a necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Опа.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Goodbye, Mr. Fish.
Так, он мне дал квест с ожерельем. Вот она. Эдвин Кокс. Я ненавижу себя, слушаю, отворачиваюсь, когда они смеются над моим цветом кожи. Я ненавижу себя за то, что плачу как девочка, когда меня оскорбляют. Я ненавижу себя за то, что ругаюсь как мальчик, когда не уходит. Я ненавижу себя за то, что ненавижу родителей. Я ненавижу себя за то, что улыбаюсь, когда клиент называет меня печальной Бриной. Я ненавижу себя за то, что мне не хватает смелости рассказать Тому. Опа! Сабрина.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What you...
Have you got any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
As long as he keeps on helping the poor, I'll keep my boys at bay, even if he pisses them off.
Tell me your feelings about Booth's belief in monsters, Edwina.
It makes him look weak in front of the boys, that's my feeling about it. But ghosts don't scare me.
You don't believe he really saw something then?
I don't care what he saw or not. All I know is that a real man keeps his fears to himself if he wants to be obeyed.
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reed. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after all. The Wet Boot boys thank you for your help.
Can I see you?
As long as you have...
Мокрые ботинки тебя благодарят. Давай с этим долбоебом поговорим.
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
That bastard's become something of a holy man these days. Someone should remind him who really rules the docks.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Тут, блядь, два варианта пизда. Три варианта охуенных, но надо выбрать один.
Are you so heartless that you could pull the trigger and kill someone without even blinking?
Have you looked around recently? Do you really think one more body will make a difference?
I know you believe monsters are real, Booth.
They are. I know, I saw one, but no one believes me.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a few years ago. Clay Cox was still the boss then. He'd sent me to the shipyard to find out who was stealing tools and ropes at night.
Go on.
First I thought it was an old lady with a limp. It looked frail and crooked. Then I saw it grab a bloody beam and lift it like it was a stick. I shouted. It looked straight at me.
Do you know what it was?
It was all eyes and long teeth, but I couldn't see its face. I shot at it when it moved towards me and I hit it. And then it jumped and vanished in the shadows.
You could have imagined all that. These docks can be so gloomy at night. With the fog and the wind and the boats creaking.
No, Doctor. That night I saw the fucking sewer dog for real. It's not a beast like the stories say. It's the ghost of an old woman. Bullets can't stop it. But no one believes me.
Are your friends mocking you?
Even Edwina told me once to never speak about it, but I know what I saw. And it wasn't a human. Not human at all.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Ладно,
Goodbye.
давай.
Good evening, Miss.
What?
Do you have any recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
I still sleep over there from time to time. A sad saint still manages the place, even if he's a little bit more reclusive since he returned.
Is it true Sean Hampton saved your life?
Yeah. The sad saint grabbed my soggy ass and brought me back to the pier after I fell into the canal. I was a wreck back then.
And yet you're still drowning in cheap liquor.
Sean Hampton really acted like a saint that day. But I suppose I'm just another lost soul who doesn't deserve to be saved.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So...
No reason at all to rejoice then. Life is...
Let me...
Я когда слушал.
Another... I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened. Just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well... Thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
Понятно, блять, этот ебанат и убил всех.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Еблан, блять. Я ничего сделать не могу с ним. Так, эти лечатся. Чтобы отправиться вот туда лечить. Сюжетки вот, ну... Я просто хочу по сюжетке пройтись немного, и потом Пойти лечить. Вот от этого чувака я вылечить не могу, и мне кажется, он сдохнет. Вот я и зря убил. Так что тому чуваку уже пизда. Но я не могу. У меня нету рецепта, чтобы делать от головной боли. Забрать ожерелье потеряно Саймоном.
Good evening.
Блять.
Goodbye, miss.
Надо прочитать, где он его проебал. Блять, ну найти пропавший подарок. А хуй знает где, блять. Где он его, блять, мог уронить? Ладно. Вряд ли внизу хорошо. Может, где-то он его рядышком уронил? У меня даже идей нету, где я могу искать это ебаное ожерелье. Куда он, блядь, он мог его уронить? Ну, типа, в пабе вряд ли. Этот уже бухает.
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
So few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
I hope I live long enough to see them record boys get what's coming to them.
Нет, там, блядь, он бы его не потерял.
I hope the rumors about Clay are true.
Поезда катаются. А почему я туда прилететь не могу? Ладно, могу сломать. А Саймер любимый мой... А, все.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Чё-то не прочитал я, блядь. Надо прочитать. А, вот это и есть Сеймур, получается. А мы пойдем мамке отдадим? Мы этому ебанату ничего не дадим.
Good evening, Mrs. Fish.
Of course. I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. What can I do?
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
What? No. No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
Я могу.
I understand your pain, but you cannot mother him forever.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child, and he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
I'm afraid these demons, as he calls them, are just a delusional justification to distance himself from his actions.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Да, мадам, ты права.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
Так. Хуй знает, нахуй эта слежка, блядь. Чисто устойчивость. Но чувак все равно сдох. Усь! Блять, чё, еще не сдох? Что расскажешь?
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do
А охотник на вампиров испугался. Да. Жесткий чел.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
Goodbye.
I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father.
Старая элегантная брошь ближайшей матери Джонатана. Пускай труп.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there.
В одной из скрытых доках инстинктивно встретил напуганного молодого человека. Кажется, мысли о убежище угадывают, что предлагает оставаться в этом опасном районе. Похоже, сейчас он испытывает только не только страх, возможно, здесь.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
I think it's acceptable. Fewer cases of sickness recently. I thank the Lord for his mercy.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
What do you fear?
A few years ago, a Skal decided to pay a nocturnal visit to my sleeping customers. He got caught licking their necks in the dark. Since then, I have added a lock to the door.
What if food became scarce? Wouldn't the immortals in your flock be tempted to feed on the living? Wouldn't you?
The Skals can feed on the dead, Doctor. And until Judgment Day, mortals will continue dying.
Ну, он в чем-то прав.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reed. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
How did you meet old Bridget?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
Had you already visited their hideout in the sewers?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
You really are a saint, Sean.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this world a better place.
Have you seen Harriet Jones since taking her to old Bridget?
No, she is with the sewer skulls now. I don't go downstairs.
What happened at the Pembroke?
I guess we recognized each other. As Scals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized I had to bring her here quickly.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked patients, too.
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I saw nobody.
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your...
Опа, лут. Узнать, почему молодой человек прячется в канализации, блять. А у кого узнать?
It's locked, all right.
Понятно, единственный способ просто погуглить. Вот это сидеть, бегать, искать. Так. Блять, по квесту просто с ним попиздеть надо. Чё, блять? Ладно.
So,
For fuck's sake, do I have to punch you in the face to make you disappear? Leave me be!
it's my duty to insist. Death lurks everywhere. I must ask you to go back home.
I'm safe here, don't you get it? I'm better off risking the flu than catching a bullet. Am I clear enough?
I see. Well, since you are obviously hiding from a threat, don't you have a safer place to go?
Do you think I'm stupid? The Night Asylum, the Turquoise Turtle, even Miss Gillingham's attic. I tried them all. No, this is my only chance.
Блять, и как не узнать причину, нахуй? Ебать, квест Кала, кстати. Говно из жопы, блядь. Еще патрон будет храниться в тайнике. Неплохо.
It's locked, all right. Good evening. Goodbye, Miss Gilligan.
Родни, я только что узнал, что произошло сегодня вечером. Я побежал к тебе, но ты уже вот... Вот пишу тебе записку. Это правда, что ты убил его? Невероятно. Почему? Мне очень... Хочу с тобой поговорить. Пожалуйста, найди способ связаться со мной. Я знаю, что ты можешь быть очень осторожным. Поэтому, чтобы ты знал, это не ловушка. Давай при встрече использовать код. Я просвещу свое имя Джек азбукой Морзе, а ты свое. Тогда ты поймешь, что ты в самом деле. Как хорошо, что терпящие магропотники разгуливают по всему кварталу, говорят, что они даже того, кто убил одну из них. Когда все утихнет, то мы договоримся. Влади. Наконец-то. Вот теперь можно вернуться в канализацию. Теперь можно спокойненько пойти в канализейшн.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Whatever you've done, you can't spend the rest of your life hiding here.
I just wanted to teach him a lesson. Not kill him. I'm not responsible for a murder if I didn't want to commit it. It was an accident.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
Конечно. Отлично. Все побочки сделал, кроме вот этой больницы. Блядь, проблема в том, что вся игра состоит в том, что на пиздеже тоже постоянно со всеми пиздеть. Пизделки мало, но ты пиздишь. Вот сейчас я пойду в новый район, я 100% встречу левых людей и буду с ними пиздеть. Нихуя там паровозик катается. А ебать, чуваки 20-22 левела. Угу. Зарубил нахуй. Ну, я его не ваншотнул, потому что он высокого левела. По левелу выше, чем я, блядь. Так. Найти в этом районе квартиру убитого, обыскать квартиру.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me?
А какая-то хуйня тебя тут ждет.
There's been a fight here.
Пизделка и лут. За нашу страну, за нашу, за...
This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Я ожидал пизделку. Потому что такая арена, типа на пизделку похоже. Но пизделки нет. Я расстроен. А, блядь. Легко. Но меня вода ульта не дамажит. Она что-то урона и все. Потому что я маленького левела. А они большие.
Only a golden watch in her pockets. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out. The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire. This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family.
I see you.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Ну, разъебем, получается. А, вы думаете, что вампиры раскрываются в опасных районах Лондона и живут в лачугах? Нет, они ходят в лучшие клубы и живут в роскошных домах Вест-Энда. Мне довольно известно, что некоторые из них втайне правят империей, у них есть свой клуб. Общественные деятели, они устраивают балы и приемы. Их цель управлять страной, нашими судьбами. Мы должны разоблачить этих алчных врагов человечества, которые являлись в наш мир, чтобы извергнуть всех на вечную тьму. Преисподней. Вы знаете их имена, но не имеете... Я уже не знаю, что там читал, уже похуй. Я просто отвлекся. Не хватает. Нужна часть хорошей рукояти.
I have this thirst for blood.
Как будет все будет получаться пизделка с боссом. Бля, стоять, там лут был.
Jonathan.
What was that? I won't let you escape. You're very fast, but I'll catch you.
Ну, я не сказал бы, что мы быстрее ее, потому что мы идем медленно. Разъебали.
They've all been butchered.
Ну да, видимо, сейчас будет босс-файт на кладбище.
I can still sense a presence.
Блять, могилу разъебали.
This is despicable.
Come to me.
Рейс с таинственным вампиром. Я же сказал. Это будет босс-файт. Значит, надо...
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Опа.
You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell Scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary.
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were. In front of me. On a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary, I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for
Mary,
me.
wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
Oh, so that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular, that of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good.
Ну, сучка, ты сама напросилась нахуй.
What have you done?
Читаем.
You've burned away nurse's heart. You're a monster.
Нечитаемо.
Rest in peace. Give me your blood, priest. Fine thoughts are just to die. You left me to rot in this grave. Kiss me again, sweet brother. Kinslayer! Come to me, Jonathan.
Да, блять.
Abomination.
А, вот так вот, да? Она орать умеет. Круто. Хороший босс. Хуйня ебаная, кстати. Эпоху на урон магии крови, а мне больше нечем бить. Да, блять.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Help me, please!
Kinslayer! Assassin! Rest in
Да ебать, как ты заебала.
You've burned away Nurse's mind. You're a monster. Kiss me again, sweet brother. Give me your blood, priest. Final thoughts are just to die for. You killed to me, Jonathan. You left me to rot in this grave. What have you done? You killed me, brother!
Блять, как же заебала она спамить, это просто пизда.
I'll make you kneel like a dog, just as you did to Southampton. Kiss me again, sweet brother.
Ну да, да.
Assassin!
Блять, ты просто заебала спамить, алё, нахуй. Пиздец, она просто спамит, блять. Ну, да, да. Блять, хорошая игра, просто она спамит.
Rest in peace, monster.
На, въебала, блять. Заебала, нахуй. Босса выше уровня, чем я. Хорошая игра. Хуета ебаная.
Brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
At last, I can forgive you.
Ну, блять, боссы сделаны наподобие говна и палок. То, что ты приходишь таким 15 уровнем, блять, а босс 21-го. Ты такой, заебись. А как срать? А никак, нахуй. Получай пизды от босса. Плюс я дробовик прокачал, он ебет, нахуй, реально. Это я дробаш сделаю против вампиров, нахуй, и всяких оборотней, чтобы ебать просто.
Blood. As I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister.
I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
Мне показалось, что, блядь, конец игры будет, нахуй. Дорогой доктор Рид, нет, блядь. Личное письмо уже у вас, ведь мне нужно как можно быстрее поговорить с вами. Ситуация в центре разрывается стремительно. Я убежден, что теперь всем нам грозит опасность. Стражи племени начали в Лондоне великую охоту, и уже несколько дней подряд ищут и убивают эконов. Недавно ко мне обратился лорд Редгрейв, президент клуба Асклан. Он желает немедленно увидеть вас. Пожалуйста, приходите в мой особняк в любую ночь, когда удобно. Мы должны все это обсудить. В этом письме я предлагаю официальный пропуск, который позволит вам преодолеть бла-бла-бла-бла. Так.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Do you need me?
I'm afraid.
Not under.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Так, лекарства дали. Кто мне там нужен? Лора Стрикленду.
You are going to in your heart.
My blood and soul, they belong to you now.
Good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I... What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me, Thoreau,
What's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
It's dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Ну да. Давай, молодой. Так, доктор Суонси. Сейчас.
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Ингредиент создать лекарство, положить на стол. Давай попробуем.
The flower's dying.
Я не знаю, где его
Needs
взять.
water.
Ингредиент создать лекарство. А какое, блядь? Я вот это не могу создавать.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Geoffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Prewen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion. And with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is. Nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Thank you, Ed.
Ладно, давай, удачи. Ну, мне надо создать лекарство, да? А проблема в том, что у меня нету ингредиентов. О, нету рецепта, блядь. Как создавать?
Strickland's project could be dangerous.
Плацебо. А,
I
нет.
have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
Ну давай отнесем Стрикленду, типа мы же с ним пиздели, ладно, доверимся пиздюку.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to you.
I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive, or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed.
Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Так. В его кабинет. А его кабинет рядом с моим, да?
It's locked, all right. At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this formula. It's locked.
Спасибо большое. Дорогой доктор Суонс, несмотря на тяжелую ситуацию, вы нужно сообщить о недавнем служебном поступке, который произошел в Вемберской больнице. Было неопровержимо доказано, что медсестра Гвинет Бранаган вела себя непрофессионально, тем самым подвергла опасности жизни пациента, но ни при каких обстоятельствах медсестра не должна ставить диагноз и выписывать лекарства, не изучив об этом лечащего врача. Эдгар, вы меня знаете, я не против личной инициативы, но если идет на пользу делу, особенно в условиях нашего кризиса, но мы не можем допускать, чтобы медсестра ставила диагноз и начала курс лечения. Этот факт выживания не является смягчающим обстоятельством. Это просто означает, что в этот раз нам даже повезло. Требую, чтобы виновный был наказан на строгость. Угу. Так, лечение. Простуда надо. Мальчиком пойти. Сейчас я отойду ненадолго. О, спасибо, что открыл. Хуйсос. А как мне к ним пройти, блядь? Пиздата. Засели нахуй.
I cannot enter.
Hello again.
I'm
Are you concerned about the living conditions in the city?
Of course I am. I'll be stuck here for as long as Oswald refuses to go to hospital. And, unfortunately, it seems the violence is rising.
What kind of violence?
I believe people have armed themselves and started to attack those that show signs of contagion.
You are always welcome.
I'm not giving. Could you?
Я же с ним пиздел, блядь.
What? Did not. Yeah.
Блядь, ебанутая игра.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war.
А тут не пиздел.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see? Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
How do you feel about Oswald, Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
I won't say a word, Mr. Blight. Your secret is safe with me.
I fought for my country and I survived. I saw my comrades die. And now society tells me I'm a criminal for who I love. It makes me so angry.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Понятно.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, I've got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You were wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
Goodbye.
Да ты что? Отправиться вам туда с Освальдом? Да я не знаю. Может, не надо? Так, и мне нужно туда отправиться и полечить бомжей. Переутомление, переутомление, переутомление. Вот, мне нужно погуглить и найти этот. От головы, блядь, лекарства где найти. Нет рецепта, нахуй. Что еще, блядь? Так, пойдем, короче, полечим бомжей там. Здание района тяжелое. Блять, почему они 23-го левела? Пусть. Еще, блядь, не умер, нахуй. Посмотрите на него, блядь. Он еще не умер. Охуенно, бля. Какого хуя они 23-го левела? Как эта ебаная игра работает, блядь? Пиздец, какая хуета, боже мой, блядь. Просто пизда, блядь, такая хуета. У меня слов нет, блядь. Ну, мобы стали 23-го левела. Причина не ясна. Охуенно. Охуенно, просто мне с пистолетика по уебало снесли. Блять, какая игра хуета. Блять, все соус-лайк игры полное говно. Блять, это такое говнище. Мобы просто 23-го левела, блять, кайф. Тебе надо прокачаться. А если прокачаешь сейчас, у тебя район пойдет по пизде. Заебись, блять, игра, просто охуенная. Выбор дает, ебать копать. В чем смысл моей прокачки? Ну, блять, я не... вот, что в этой игре, что в соус-лайк играх, смысл прокачки хуй знать, ни на что не влияет. Да-да-да, чел. Да-да-да, чел. Просто чуваку так похуй. Я ему ебал когтями, он такой, да мне поебать. Хули мне. А они просто 23-го левела. Кайф. Ну, я просто пол хп, блядь. Блядь, он мне просто пол хп снял. Пиздата, блядь.
Good evening. How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
Don't you hear the trumpets? The apocalypse is upon
Трубы
us.
нихуя не слышу. Я слышу, какая-то игра говно воняет.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Don't you fear
fate?
No doubt. I have heard enough.
Так.
You?
How is the sanitary situation in Whitechapel?
I'm not easily scared, but crazy killers and armed patrols are lurking about. My son's right about this place.
Can I off
keep you? There isn't all right.
Goodbye.
Come on, take a look.
Чел, ебало завали.
How are the current conditions in Whitechapel?
When there's more people outside at night than during the day, then you've got to start to worry.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile, not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against the wet boot boy.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Do you need help?
To be honest, I don't really.
Right then.
Ох ты, ебать. И деньги кончились, кстати. Так, кто тут еще болеет? Восстановление. Нужно найти Лоретта Сумба и Ричарда Неку.
Good evening.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
When people buy guns instead of medication, it means they have already traded hope for fear in their hearts. In my book, that's never a good thing, Doctor.
I'd like to...
Good evening.
You look ill, man. Well, then... Goodbye.
Так, и мне остался, остался последний дурачок. Вот это уже невралгия. А я не могу лечить. У меня нету, блядь. Так, я помню, где Ричард находится. Он находится где в кладбище. Ну, где церковь, точнее.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Protection against malevolence and trickery.
А тебе очень похуй, тебя никто не слушает.
Good evening. And good evening. How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I imagine we are all part of some nightmare without beginning nor ending. If only the dreamer could awake.
Do you need I understand.
The nutrition.
I'll leave.
Всем дал лекарство. Пойдем поспим. И надо будет погуглить, где найти, блядь, рецепт, чтобы от башки лечить. Ну, типа... У меня нет рецепта. Да хуй знает, где он. Блять, только не говори, что ты вылетел, блять. Ясь, хорошей рукояти мне надо. Гидроксид натрия мне надо. Ну, пока вот так сделаем. Пистолет будет против людей. А дробовик у меня будет. Надо еще найти часть хорошую. А дробовик у меня будет как раз против вампиров, хуиров, чтобы, блядь, ебать в жопу их. Отлично. Ох. 2000 надо. Блять, какой я долбоёб. Отлично. Так. Все равно тяжелая, блядь. Ну, видимо, из-за этого чувака. Простуда. Тут хуй знает. Да-да-да, Fatal Error, блядь. Конечно, блядь. Игра дерьма, нахуй. Fatal Error. О, блядь. О, Fatal Error. О, сука. Fatal Error. Error, блядь. Сука, уебище. Давай быстрей. Всё. Fatal Error. Ты прокачался чисто, от кринжа нахуй умерл. Все, я прокачался. Так, простуда. Тут ничего. О, отлично. А у кого там простуда? У Сянь-Шунь. И чё, она на кладбище, блядь? Да нет, она не должна быть на кладбище. Типа я ей сказал уйти домой. Блядь, где она может быть? Ну, блядь, да не может быть, что она на кладбище, ёб твою мать. Ладно. Нам нужен Google. Так. Вампур. Лекарство. Так, так, лекарство, резко способ получения от мигрени, неврологии, глубокой, эти способы связаны с сестрой Рейн, которая работает в тревоге. Красное кладбище. Whitechapel, там он увидит труп медсестры Рейн, обыскав труп. После похорон Мэри. Кого мне нужно? Вам надо в первую очередь посетить похороны Мэри, а дальше отправиться на кладбище Whitechapel. Он увидит труп медсестры Рейн. Dead inside. А разве я же медсестру Крейн же тут убил? Ну, видимо, придется хуярить. Фу, кладбище, блядь. Ну просто не нужно лекарство срочно от головной боли.
Cheap price, good quality.
This is my territory!
А, это территория вампиров.
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys!
А, я думал... Копия таки... Он именно блять, 3 копья кидает, я думал. А он просто 3 копья спереди хуярит. Ебать, мне наебали на способность, кстати. На кладбище можно найти труп вместе с Крейн.
This is despicable.
Вот эта же девочка Сяни Лин уже тут не стоит, потому что я отправил домой. Так, разъебал гипопотамчика, блядь. Большого. Блять, мужик заебет просто.
I have this thirst for blood.
А, я не мог уклоняться. Да ты заебал телепортироваться, блядь. Сука, какая уебищная игра. Просто мой чел летит нахуй.
It's locked, all right.
Блять, ну на кладбище найдете, но мы не объясним, где именно, нахуй. Там труп лежит. Давай, иди нахуй. Как получить лекарство от... С левой стороны, как будете заходить на кладбище. А сейчас смотрим, что-то опыта больше не дают за убийство. Очков. Чё? Ага. Так, как будете заходить на кладбище, труп с левой стороны. Не с правой. Или когда я буду на кладбище, будет труп с левой стороны. Как-то написано, блядь. Ебать, по-уебански все так написано, пиздец. Однако, если вы захотите убить ее, то все равно сможете получить лекарство, но будет на мертвом теле медсестры. С левой стороны, когда вы входите из кладбища. Выходите из кладбища. Окей. А выходите из кладбища, блядь. Тут, блядь, 2 выхода. И чё? Нихуя нет. Ладно, это, видимо, надо второй выход. А чё мне опыта не дают за убийство мобов? У меня 230. Это... Что за хуйня? Это баг? У меня просто... Я убил мобов уровня выше, как я. Блядь. Ну я же уклонился, блядь, ёбище ебаное. Ой, нечаянно.
I have this thirst for blood.
Блядь, мне такое ощущение, легче видеотутор просто искать. Чем вот, блядь, на словах читать, блядь. Ее труп будет с левой стороны. Блять, может кладбище, которое у церкви, блять. Пойдем проверим.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
Хотел чипчиков заглотнуть.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, doctor, come on in. What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Йоу. Очень круто. Давай весь свой лут.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
It's locked.
So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
Блять, мигрень. Заебись, а у меня нету.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me. And I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Why does your sister feel so guilty about what happened to you?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to forgive her.
Давай, ББ. Блять. Нужно от мигрени найти. Нихуя, блять. Молодой человек, с вами все, блядь, в порядке, нахуй? Вы какой-то ебанутый. О, 5 опыта получил, заебись. За чувака, который выше меня по уровню. Всегда бы так. А чё так? Блять, можно было, нахуй, получить 5 опыта за чувака, который выше тебя по уровню. Так еще при этом, блять, ебаный вампир. Так дети плакают. Зайду на кладбище с левой стороны. Блять, я не понимаю, нахуй. Просто не понимаю. Пиздос, блять. Труп ее можно найти, блять, на кладбище. Где, блять? Так это, блядь, не слева, это с правой стороны, блядь. Пиздец, открою видос какого-то чувака, блядь, и там он, блядь, находит этот рецепт не с левой, а с правой. Везде пишется, когда вы выходите из кладбища. С левой стороны. А тут, когда заходите, с правой, блядь. Блять, сука, кринжи, нахуй, ёбаный. Но по факту на карте кажется, карта ебать какая огромная, на деле, ну, быстро можно преодолеть. Ёбаные скамейки, блядь. Наконец-то. Крыски Опачки.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Эрготамин мне надо. Батя, а то у чувака неврология, у меня нету эрготамина. Ему пизда получается? Типа вот этого челика я спасу еще?
Good evening. Is it... Tell me, how do you see them? What can I do for you? You seem actually... Yes. Goodbye. What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Так. Никаких побочек нету. А, нужно от простуды найти мадам. Где она может быть? Тоже, блядь, сейчас с гуглом искать. Кристина Попа. Часов развития? Да, блядь, тут... Плана эта игра, нахуй. Блять. Ну вот он, у нее есть, но у нее мало. А, вот она.
Good evening. How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness that approaches. I'm afraid we won't survive this trial, Dr. Reed.
What are you doing with your time now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood by handing out medicine.
That's very charitable of you.
but why do it at night?
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go out after dark. Hence my presence, to help them when I can.
Giving out medicine? How can you afford to do that?
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
Why don't you move to a better neighborhood?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me a lot.
Why stay here then?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reed. And for now, I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
How do you feel now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir. I won't forget the dead, but my efforts will be for the living.
I've no doubt. That is a wise and useful attitude in this part of town.
To be completely honest with you, I'm also doing this for myself. If I'm destined to survive this epidemic, I need my life to have some purpose.
Do you still think about your departed husband?
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved Matthew, but how do I put it? Now I miss him more than I want him back.
I know what you mean. And I think it means you're getting better.
Maybe death will take me the way it took Matthew. Without warning and without mercy. But until then, I live on.
How do you feel? Goodbye.
Goodbye. Все, мы нашли мадемуазель. И в принципе... Может чистый город сейчас съебываться на сюжетку. Это у меня парню еще помочь.
I have this thirst for blood.
Что, крысок мало, блядь. Я бы крысок бы похавал. Но мы и так хаваем их. Так.
I cannot enter.
Так, у нас есть проблема, заключается в том, что мы должны все это обойти. Да. Здесь не нужно там того, блядь, бомжа спасти. Или он откинется. Я, блядь, не могу его спасти, у меня нету, блядь, ингредиентов. Ёб твою мать, блядь. Куда жрать сел, блядь? Запрещайте срать, блядь. Жрать. Очень понятно, через главный вход надо идти.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman.
Push! Push! Пусть за жопку. Я люблю кусать за жопку. И опыта нихуя не дают, кстати. Пиздато, по 5 опыта дают за мобов. Пиздец. Ну, хочешь на отличную концовку или на хорошую? Чем-то жертвовать нахуй. Опытом. И за опыта ты не можешь прокачаться, блядь. Тебя ебут мобы. Охуенно. Блять, куда я пошел? Блять, это хуесос. Ну это какой-то супер-мега демон, блять.
For the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
Tired of all these puppet shows.
Где вот этот театр? Ну... О, эрготамин. Кайф. Надоел, что поделать.
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
Понятно. Ну они реально войну начали. А ну хоть со мной дерешь, ебанько. Вон твои враги, блядь. Пусть. Они за них опыт не дают почему-то. А, дали, 15. Ладно, дают. 0 нахуй. Опыта, блядь. Сука ебаная. Такой вампир. Они хотят войну, они ее получат и меня идут пиздить, блядь. Ебанат, блядь. Я-то что сделал, нахуй?
So this is where she lives.
Я, блядь, ничего не сделал. Пошел мне пиздить.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him, but I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
Хочешь, чтобы я выпустил?
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Respect.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first, but it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Who are they?
Даже среди вампиров женщин притесняют. Осуждаю, блядь. Но я не могущественный вампир, потому что я просто женщина. Они... Вот охуевшие вампиры.
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite, but we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us as the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Econs I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Econ on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them...
Написано, я дам бой, я собираюсь убегать как... Ну, просто там ошибка. Я не собираюсь убегать как...
Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Да, блядь.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept accept their proposition and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Понятно. Ничего не понятно. Найди главу клуба, пойти к нему и это Вест-Энд. Это типа богатенький район с вампирами. Я вообще не знаю, как его лечить. У меня ничего нет. Если, конечно, ничего не найду к этому времени, то ему реально пизда. Тяжелое. Но, видимо, из-за него просто не могу поднять до стабильного. Так, я думаю, что пока на этом закончу. Просто дело появилось, и надо с ним разобраться. Я уже хочу сильно спать, поэтому я лучше с ним разберусь и лягу спать. Так что так вот. Поэтому завтра у нас будет серьезный Сэм заказной. Вот. Послезавтра